Hi there. This video is a brief introduction to how our prescribing systems work, particularly from the point of view if you're perhaps a pharmacist who has med reviews booked in with you. With our system, we're trying to facilitate notes-based med reviews a lot of the time, but obviously there'll be many times when patients do need structured med reviews or particular discussions about things. So the thing to look at launching when you've got appointments booked with you is our prescribing overview. It might be on your toolbar, like up here, but if not, you can always access it from the patient demographics for this red and white pill. In this template, it should always be clear why the patient is booked in with you. So I can see here, needs a med review appointment too, and then the reason, complete a structured med review, and it's been requested by a clinician. So sometimes it might be that the patient has completed a med review questionnaire, and on that questionnaire, they've said, I want to discuss my medication. And if that's the case, it would show that here, and you'd be able to see the answers to the questionnaire in this screen as well. You might scroll further down, but it would be available. So I can see the particular things that the patient would like to discuss, or the things that the clinician said they need to talk about. There's other useful information in here, so I can see that their annual review is green, i.e. it's completed. There are some monitoring tests due, but they're not things that are essential from a medication monitoring point of view. So I can see up here, this bloods obs for medication monitoring is up to date. So pulse rate and waist, whilst good to do, aren't essential for any of the meds that they're on. I can see here the medications that are monitored by our systems. And if I click on the little drop down, I can see a bit more detail. If I really wanted to see why we're doing that, these 3 stars mean I can right click an action. And for these sorts of things, that would load up a link to the relevant guidance. So in this instance, the SPS guidance on monitoring ACE or ARB. I can see here some prescribing suggestions. This might include some pretty sort of high-risk warning stuff like UK MEC scores or DOAC dose changes that might be suggested. Here, it's picking up things from our pathology module about considering adding ezetimibe. In this instance, that's not what's driving the appointment. On another occasion, it might be, because it might be they've been offered ezetimibe and they've said, I want to talk to a pharmacist about it. On the right, on the right-hand side, I've got options, so I can either view the repeats or start a new repeat, view kind of all medication and start a new one, and so on. This section up here is for sort of triaging the initial questionnaires and things. So either a GP or a pharmacist might say, do a notes-based med review, or they might say they need an appointment, which may well be how they've come to see you. This section here, you've got options about kind of particular changes in medication to record, specific things that have been reviewed. And again, that can help our system to know that, say, HRT has been reviewed, we don't need to keep inviting the patient in for that. We have more recently developed specific pages for those things as well, which can be useful. And then there's a box here, if you want to put just some brief notes in for a med review done, you can do that. Equally, you may want to do a much more structured med review. And we've got links down here if you've got ARDENS to their ARDENS drug review template, which is really detailed, really useful, and other useful resources. You may also find when you've coded a med review, you might get the odd pop-up that looks a bit like this. Have the medication questionnaires and things been completed? Again, what we're trying to do here is avoid patients being brought back in when they don't need it. We don't want to keep inviting them in, but equally, we do want to make sure everything that's been flagged has been done. So there are options here like to say, yes, I've done everything, or I've review the questionnaires first and decide whether that's been completed. Generally, though, if you kind of work through whatever's showing here, so for this, it's just looking for a med review code after this. For other things, it might be specific codes or specific changes in medication. But we hope that these are useful resources and a good sort of starting point to understand why a patient needs a med review and what things you particularly might be wanting to do in that appointment. Hope that helps, and as ever, give us a shout if there's anything more you need or any ideas about further development. Thanks.